Dan, one of the most recognizable Frag characters and one of the original Frag superstars. I guarantee you know this character, and I bet you guys know his backstory. The fact that Dan is one of the most recognized international players in the Frag Pro community is outstanding. He has amassed over 2 billion followers on Fanbase. He has also won 3 Frag Championships and now is competing for a 4th. But what if? What if I told you Dan's story was not as straightforward? What if I told you there was so much more? What if I told you there's a history behind him of family competitiveness, turmoil, deceit, and overcoming adversity? Would you be interested in finding out more? So today, guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you the full story of Dan the Man. You know him as Dan, but to his family he was Daniel Burrows. He was the 5th child of his 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Naturally, with their family being so large, the children often found themselves competing for the attention of their parents as well as their other siblings. It was so intense, in fact, that to the point where daily activities, whether it be little things like picking the TV show, playing a game, became competitions between them. But as they grew older, the rivalries seemed to simmer down a little bit. All except for the rivalry between Dan and his brother Jason. Jason, who you may know as JP, was equally as stubborn and as competitive as Dan, and they would compete over everything. This natural competitiveness started to develop into a rather intense rivalry, especially as they, whenever went into high school, joined the exact same soccer team. And before they knew it, they had truly become rivals. Now, this rivalry was not all bad. This rivalry led them to pushing each other to become better and better and better. It came to such an extent that they competed over everything. They could see who would get the most goals, who could run the fastest, even how many fouls they could get. This push from each other made them become truly elite players to the point where no one in the division could touch them. But as with all good things, it comes to an end. In the championship game, whenever they played a rival from a school that they had never played before, this school happened to have a superstar of their own. That player you may know as Darius. Darius was on an entirely different level. He was not just a star, he was a star on the national stage. And he proceeded to dismantle the talented brothers. Everything they did, he shut down. And as the clock finally wound down, Dan and Jason found themselves at a loss. 6-0. They fell to Darius. While losing in a normal situation isn't a bad thing, but in this situation, it opened a rift that had been forming between Dan and JB from the beginning of their rivalry. This rift now is spilled over into their home lives, their schooling, and it steadily kept growing. This rift was covered up by the fact that they were always winning. But now that they had lost, there was nothing covering it anymore. The divide just grew and grew and grew. Then, on the final day of high school, it happened. Dan, who was now tired of Jason, or as you guys may know him in the future, JB. He was tired of him telling people that it was his fault that they lost the championship game whenever it was clearly JB's fault. He proceeded to deploy a plan that he had been building over the past few months to get his brother kicked out of school. And it worked. Not only did it work, he was kicked out, and the exact same day. This caused JB to become enraged to the point where he would leave his childhood home and even leave the country in pursuit of a life away from his brother. Dan thought this rather funny and pleased with the outcome of this, as he no longer had anybody to cause him frustrations. He could now become the only superstar in the family. JB would proceed to leave the country and proceed a career with MI6. This, however, was short-lived for Dan. Dan began to get bored as he didn't have his brother to compete with him anymore. This led to even loved activities becoming dull and mundane. So Dan found himself wanting and looking for something new. Then a small company by the name of Obibi devised a plan, devised a sport, devised an arena. That arena was called the Frag Pro Championship. It was a 5v5 fight for the crown, and whoever would win would be named champion of the arena. Dan saw this as an opportunity to become the man, an opportunity to have fans again, and he quickly entered. Not only did he enter, though, oh no, Dan entered with a splash and quickly became a living sensation, winning 3 straight championships, cementing himself as a true superstar and an icon. But every king has an assassin. In the 4th year, a new challenger entered this arena. That challenger became known as Lucha Muerta. Some called him the King of the Dead. And Dan proceeded to find himself at a loss for how to counter this new combatant. He was too strong and he was unrelenting, and Dan could not get his team to get a win over Luchas. And Dan realized that he had no chance of winning without help. It was at this point that Dan decided, it's time to swallow my pride. It's time to make amends. And he picked up the phone and he called his brother, JB. JB, oddly enough, was out of work because MI6 did not like his dress code. And Dan then proceeded to invite him to come and join him in the Frag Arena so that the two brothers could once again unite and take on the likes of Lucha Muerta. And now, with Dan and his brother's repaired relationship, they pursue his 4th Frag Championship. Hello everybody, hope you enjoyed that. This is the true backstory of Dan the Man in Frag Pro Shooter, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of create a story and an arc for the character to kind of progress through, and I thought you guys might enjoy it. However, this video did take a ton of time, so if you guys could do me a huge favor, leave a like, share it with a friend. If we can get, let's say, 150 likes, 1,500 views on this video, we'll do another one. And if we do another one, make sure you leave the character's story who you want in the description below. Thank you, everybody. Remember to use code SPACEUNICORN in the shop, and I will see you later.